Hey, it's Matt Cook. If you have a degenerative spinal issue, that's what I'm going to talk on in this video. See, I teach these slow, gentle, relaxing movements that people can do to fix back pain with varying degrees of success depending on the person. And a lot of people can quite easily understand why the movements would help with back pain that is clearly related to muscles, right? Because it's like these very relaxing movements and you're softly opening the joints and you're contracting, relaxing the muscles, and you're just getting things moving down there and getting the blood flowing and rejuvenating things. That makes a lot of sense to people why that would like relax muscles and take tension off the spine and stuff like that. But they have trouble understanding how it could possibly influence something like arthritis or a degenerative issue or something that's more to do with the harder structures of the spine, right? And the reason people struggle with this is because they're still, like most people, caught up in the purely physical approach of the mainstream medical establishment, which is where you only think about things in the physical world, right? Like every single understanding that you have about the body is all about physical, identifiable things, right? Like, for example, an explanation of a degenerative issue might be like genes, okay? So the genes cause this problem. Case closed, okay? It's a physical, identifiable thing. And in terms of like solutions, we make sense of these things like, okay, so it's degenerating. That means that it needs to be rebuilt. So take collagen. Collagen is what the body uses to build structures. Put it in a thing of orange juice, take it every day. That's going to increase the amount. It's going to give the body what it needs, should have an effect. Identifiable thing, collagen, right? It's very easy to like understand, okay? Or sometimes people say, oh, well, maybe you've got this particular syndrome because of a deficiency of a particular vitamin or mineral that you haven't been getting enough of in your diet. And so your bones haven't been able to get enough of that. And that's why you're in this particular circumstance, right? So I can really understand why people would not really understand why just movement can fix back pain that is, to do with the hard structure of the spine. But I will now explain. Even with the muscular issues, the fix that is happening is not a physical thing. The reason doing slow, gentle movements of your spine and being in a very relaxed mindset or state of being and focusing deeply on your spine and moving it isn't just because of the physical things that are happening with your muscles and your joints. It's because of the focus, right? The fact that you are focusing deeply on the area in a relaxed state of being with much less fear than you usually have and much less stress and anxiety, and you also have a willingness to investigate the feelings that you're having, this allows you to observe and understand the relationship between the symptoms that you're experiencing and the thoughts that you have related to those symptoms and the emotions that you have related to those symptoms and the real life events that took place at the beginning that ultimately spawned these symptoms, right? So when you can understand like all those relationships and kind of look at it and be like, oh yeah, I understand, and just keep relaxing into it and stop fighting against it and allow the conflict to relax and just understand better, like that's what's causing the muscles to recover, okay? It's not just the physical movement, right? So when you have degenerative spinal problem, it's the same idea. The fact that you are lying there, or standing or sitting, but the fact that you are relaxed and in a kind of meditative state and just focusing deeply on your structures and moving them about, and moving it about is like looking at it from this perspective and then moving a bit and looking at it from this perspective, feeling it in this way and feeling it in that way, you're increasing your understanding of the conflict that is driving these symptoms, okay? So symptoms, I will just tell you, understanding how symptoms come about from conflicts is very complicated, right? Like you can study it for a very, very long time. And usually you will only ever be able to fully understand the relationships when it's your specific problem, right? Like I wouldn't be able to understand like diabetes very well or something like that, or weight gain, because I've never had that and I just don't know, right? So I just use that to illustrate that it is difficult, right? However, when you accept that it is like that, and real life events are obviously the initial, the instigator, the initiator, the cause of your symptoms, then you understand that all you have to do is just lay down and just do movements and move your spine about and just feel what's going on. Feel the sensations and just analyze the thoughts that you have and just feel the emotions and just work on resolving the conflict, right? So that's why the movements work, okay? It's not because you're doing the movements and then like magic, just by doing the movements you invite blood or something like that and move it, and then the disc like stops degenerating and suddenly grows. Like it's not magic, okay? It's not like that. It's not this direct causation, right? It's just that like you're introducing a deeper level of consciousness of your conflicts which are driving your symptoms, right? And that just invites the body to heal once the conflict's resolved, because that's what happened, right? Once the conflict's resolved, the body heals. It's pretty simple. So if you want to try some of those movements, just look in the description. I would highly recommend, if you've never done any course by me, that you start with the back pain miracle. That's the flagship one. That's the most effective. And after that, when you start getting conscious with your body and know how to do this movement stuff, then you can move on to flexibility stuff and strength stuff, and I got a whole bunch of awesome stuff that you're really gonna love. So I hope you enjoy all that, and I'll see you in the next video. Post any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. See you soon.